Let's start with Keith Urban. He's already moved on from our Nicole, with reports he has moved in with a new girlfriend. Kinsey, what do we know about this mystery woman?
For nearly 2 decades, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban were held up as proof that love could survive Hollywood, addiction, and distance. To the public, they were a miracle marriage. But behind the red carpets and emotional speeches was a quiet truth only one person truly witnessed. From the beginning, Russell Crowe. The story begins in January 2005 at the G-Day LA Gala in Los Angeles. The room was filled with Hollywood royalty, but Nicole Kidman, still emotionally fragile after her divorce from Tom Cruise, stood apart. Across the room was Russell Crowe, her longtime friend and protector since their proof of life days. From his position, he saw the exact moment everything changed. When Keith Urban entered the room, he wasn't yet the global star he'd become. He was a quiet Australian country singer with a shy smile. Nicole's eyes locked onto his, and it wasn't subtle. It was hesitation, curiosity, a spark. Nicole later admitted she had an instant crush, but Keith walked past her without a word. Then came for months of silence. Nicole waited, doubting herself, wondering why the call never came. One of the most famous women in the world questioning her worth, all because one man hadn't dialed her number. Russell Crowe sensed something deeper. He knew Nicole wasn't chasing fame or excitement. She was looking for safety, for something Australian that felt like home. When Keith finally called, everything changed fast. He took her on a Harley-Davidson ride to Woodstock, New York, ending with a quiet picnic. Nicole later said that during that ride, she knew he was the man she would marry. By June 25, 2006, they were standing at the altar inside Cardinal Chiretti Memorial Chapel in Sydney. The wedding was a national event. 230 guests attended, including Hugh Jackman and Russell Crowe. Nicole wore Balenciaga, and the world crowned them Australia's golden couple. They made poetic promises, writing nightly letters, never spending more than a few days apart. It looked perfect, but Russell noticed what the cameras didn't. Keith hadn't fully conquered his demons. Just for months later, in October 2006, the fairy tale nearly collapsed. Keith relapsed on crystal meth. Nicole didn't hesitate. She shut down her career, stepped away from Fur, an imaginary portrait of Diane Arbus, and moved her life to Nashville to stand beside him during rehab. She chose love over Hollywood. Their marriage survived, but the balance shifted. Nicole became the fixer. Keith became the storm. They held on through nightly letters, no longer romantic notes, but survival messages. They welcomed 2 daughters, Sunday Rose in 2008 and Faith Margaret in 2010. To the public, it was a victory story. To Russell Crowe, it was the beginning of quiet exhaustion. As years passed, the crisis wasn't addiction, it was distance. Keith spent more than 200 days a year on tour. Empty hotel rooms replaced shared dinners. Nicole stayed grounded in Nashville while Keith lived on the road. Phones became secretive. Answers grew vague. Nicole began making surprise visits to tour stops. The media called it devotion. Russell saw it for what it was, verification. Between 2017 and 2019, Nicole poured herself into Big Little Lies, delivering emotionally brutal performances. Keith later admitted it was difficult to watch. They were living on different emotional frequencies, drifting further apart. Then came 2018. While filming Big Little Lies, Nicole noticed something on Keith's phone that didn't belong. What she found wasn't a single message. It was a pattern. Texts with a backup singer, logistics, excuses, and lies. They confronted each other for hours, stripping away the illusion of their marriage. Nicole called Russell Crowe immediately. He warned Keith directly, telling him he was risking everything. Keith promised transparency. Therapy followed. Forgiveness followed. But trust never fully returned. As the cameras fade and the headlines move on, the truth remains etched in silence. Nicole Kidman walks forward with grace. Russell Crowe stands firmly by her side. And Keith Urban is left to face the cost of distance and regret. Some love stories don't end loudly, they end honestly. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.